Yeah, um, okay, so not as great as the last episode. That episode was almost a 10. That one was close. But this one, still great. I still have a lot of good positive things to say about it, and I do have little minor gripes with it, but overall, it's another great episode, and I'm happy to talk about it. So let's talk about it. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Image Station. You know what's including two superheroes fighting crime on the other side of the world, as well as TV and movies. I'm your host, Justin Small. Welcome back to Miraculous March 4. Let's talk about Season 4, Episode 4 of Miraculous Ladybug, titled Mr. Pigeon 72. And yes, the title is a joke in the actual episode, because it turns out that Mr. Pigeon is the one that gets akumatized more than any other character in the show. And honestly, I find that both ironic and pretty hilarious. That out of all the people, that Shadow Moth. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I can't say Hawk Moth. It has to be Shadow Moth now. Sorry. All the people that Shadow Moth could be akumatizing, he keeps akumatizing the Pigeon guy. Like, thinking doing that over and over is actually gonna work. That is hilarious incompetence on all levels for Shadow Moth. So, yeah, the episode treats it like a joke, and it's because it literally is a joke. And this episode's honestly pretty hilarious. Like, there are so many great gags, one-liners, and just dialogue-driven jokes that really just got a good laugh out of me, especially when Marinette is lugging Kagami around a lot like how she gets lugged around in the first 3 seasons. That was hilarious, seeing Marinette being the one pushing someone else around rather than someone pushing her around. And I can't be the only one that thinks of Charlie from Hazbin Hotel when that happens, right? When, in the big scene where Charlie's looking over with adoration as Penchus is talking to Cherry, and Vaggie has to cart her off. Aw, that scene. That scene's funny, and for some reason, every time seeing a character get carted off is just hilarious. I don't know if it's because it's so over-exaggerated, but it's really, really funny. So, in this episode, Marinette hears about Kagami breaking up with Adrian because of what happened in previous episodes. So, she decides to try to be a good friend and get the two of them back together. Inadvertently, though, it ends up doing the opposite and ends up getting Marinette reattached to Adrian. Hilarious how that backfires. And sure, Marinette doesn't do a great job of listening in this episode, as Kagami keeps trying to tell her over and over she's done trying to date Adrian. But but the way that Marinette keeps trying to drag her into this and get her and Adrian back together, not only does that show that she is a good friend, but it also just shows that she can be a little bit I already said incompetent, so I'll just say delightfully clueless, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how to put it, but it pretty much ends up going the other way. And that's not the only callback in this episode either. There's plenty of callbacks to earlier episodes in this one episode of the show. Like, you have a callback to the rain scene at the end of this episode. You have Mr. Pigeon coming back. That's another legacy villain from Season 1 coming back again. And then you have a bunch of other cute little references and nods when you're really paying attention. It's full of callbacks and references, but it doesn't come off as cringe like most of those legacy sequels do nowadays. Okay, I think I've blabbed on enough. Here's my written review that sums everything up pretty well. Hope you enjoy. While it's not quite as great as Gang of Secrets, it's still another fantastic episode full of laughs and one big new reveal that will change things going forward. Marinette's interactions with Kagami were absolutely hilarious. Alya finally getting to be a permanent Miraculous holder. Oh yeah, I love that part. I love how in the last episode it ended with her finally telling Alya that she's Ladybug, and now that means we're going to see more of Alya with Ladybug, and we're going to see more of Rena Rouge, one of my personal favorite Miraculous heroes, so yeah, that's a win for me. Rena Rouge showing up more often is satisfying. Mr. Pigeon coming back again is another fun callback to Season 1, as I already talked about previously. The ending is also a cute callback, specifically to the iconic rain scene from Season 1's finale. And of course, the big reveal of Ladybug's brand new upgraded suit with the black gloves and waist outline with red spots instead of black spots, which looks really good. Yeah, that doesn't mean that the old suit's gone away, though, as I found out when I watched the next episode after this, because I watched 3 episodes today. The thing is, this new suit comes out whenever Marinette uses her Lucky Charm. Like, now that is attached to her power. And I find that interesting. Not only because it still means that the main suit isn't completely discarded, but also that it's a really interesting design change. Because, like, the original classic Ladybug suit, that will always be loved by many people. I get it. But something about this new suit with the black gloves and that weird cut that goes down the sides, down her waist towards her thighs, that changes the spots from black to red because it's against a black color this time. That's a really interesting change to me. And it's not like the unifications where it only happens after 2 Kwamis unify. This is like a new basic suit for Marinette and Ladybug. Like, it's a really cool new suit, and I do really, really like it. So, yeah, I like it. I don't know what else to say. I like it. It's a nice little upgrade from the previous suit. Granted, it'll take getting used to, because, I mean, we've had 3 seasons of the old suit, but it's a nice change to show the progression of her overall abilities. Sure, Cat Noir being absent this time around is a bit of a detrimental loss, and it's because Adrian's one of the people that immediately gets turned into a pigeon. Yeah, I'm not going to try to explain that one either. It does kind of suck that he gets written out of this episode, but it also, in a way, kind of works thematically, so I'm not too mad over it, even though he is my personal favorite character. And the director character is still a douche. Like, you've seen this director character so many times in the previous 3 seasons, and he hasn't changed at all. The dude's still a very stuck-up, strict, rich douchebag, but honestly, I've come to expect that from that character from now on, so even though it is annoying, it doesn't hamper it that much. And aside from that, this episode's a very fun watch. Drop in for the laughs, stay in for the big new suit reveal. Check it out. Final verdict for this episode is an 8 out of 10. Yes, it's full of callbacks. Yes, it relies on a lot of nostalgia from the previous 3 seasons, but it does it in a way where it's clever, it progresses the story forward, it has a cute ending, and said callbacks are really nice. So, I don't know what else to say. I really like this episode. I don't quite love it like I did with the last one, but I really, really like it. It's a great episode. I really enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it too. Check it out if you haven't already seen it. Well, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Miraculous videos like this almost every single day. And I'll see you guys next time when we tackle the next episode in Season 4, Psychomedian.
Excited for what comes up ahead. Hey.